Am revenit în direct, continuăm cu o discuție legată de locuințele verzi și finanțare verde, o piață care este la început și ulterior sperăm că va crește. Alături de mine este Steven BORNCAMP, care este fondatorul Romanian Green Building Council, și prin Zoom este Vlad HUșTULEAC, director executiv produse și segmente de retail la BGR. Steven, hello. Vlad, hello. How are you?
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Vlad, you are here with us?
Yes, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yes, of course. So, how is green market doing in Romania? It's a trend. Worldwide. All the people know to be green.
Right.
Even you, like a person, you are green or not.
Correct.
Okay. And how is your association doing in ROGBC?
I think very well. I mean, when we started as far back as 2008, we founded as a nonprofit, and it was really just a small group of companies and people. Now, as we can see, definitely in the commercial real estate market, pretty much every large project is certifying green. I think about 80%.
Your specialty is to look at some project, real estate project, and to see if that project is green or not. Okay, and with this certificate, the developer goes to the banks and attract green finance. Yes.
Correct. So for on the residential side, if a home buyer wants to get a mortgage, they can get preferential rates, and it is our job to work with our banking partners to tell them that this is indeed a qualified project.
Okay. With how many banks you work here in Romania?
9 banks. Nine
banks.
Major banks. Yeah.
Okay. And how is market doing?
I think very well. I mean, we have obviously some challenges with the international energy crisis and Ukraine, etc.
People hate you because of the green trend. The price of electricity is up.
Well, that's a long debate, but I would say we've done a really great job of insulating people from much higher prices. If we have projects before the energy price increase, we had projects that had 2 to 3 mortgage payments worth of energy savings per year relative to other buildings, whether to standard buildings. So I would say actually, if they're in our green offices, green homes, green shopping malls, they're saving a lot of energy, whether it's green energy or fossil fuel derived energy. All things being equal, we are really saving a lot of money for the consumers.
In let's say last year, how many green projects to give certificates you have?
So maybe I'll speak in total. We have about 16,000 housing units, which would include apartments or individual. 16,000. And of those, about 2,000 are complete. There's 2,500, I think, complete. And it's a total value of about 2.8 billion euros. Basically, the unit times the sales price.
2.4 billion, yeah?
2.8 billion.
Okay, 2.8 billion, okay. In that sum, how many office you have, how many residential project you have, or logistic or other component? So
those numbers were only for our Green Homes program, and I should clarify. Yeah, we certify residential projects. We have a few other things, but we also work on the commercial side with other certifications like LEED or BREEAM are some of the most popular in the country, but there's others. And so there's about, I believe, 250 large building projects that have certified under LEED or BREEAM, so let's say on the commercial retail side. So quite a large number, and I think if you look at the market share, particularly any sort of international developer or any Romanian developer aiming to sell to kind of global or global-minded companies, all of them are building green. And what's exciting is they're not just doing the minimum level of green, they're doing some of the greenest projects in the world right now, which is really amazing.
What are the main conditions you have to fulfill in the green project?
Sure. So I think most simply, let's say energy efficiency, and introduction of green energy. But you can, for example, have a very energy efficient project and maybe you do less green energy or vice versa. Other key things, the materials choices. We want to use materials that are not toxic to the occupants, but also importantly, we protect Romania's natural resources, their forest, the mining, etc. We want to basically choose products that are good for the country.
But what kind of products are not toxic?
Or not, well, I mean, there's let's say it can be fabricated and produced with chemicals, but that doesn't necessarily make it toxic. It's about being toxic to humans.
So you are looking also for this component, yes?
Yeah, I would say we keep an open mind. So it could be a very, say, modern technical product, or it could be a natural product Romania may have been using for 1,000 years. We want to make sure this is a seismic zone country, so we want to make sure it's safe. But what we're interested in as an organization is that the total project has the minimal impact or no impact on the earth as it's complete. We want Romania to grow. We want the world to grow. We're coming up on 8 billion people. So we want to make sure that if these projects are replicated, that we can do so without destroying the planet and destroying Romania's gift of natural resources.
What is an advantage for a buyer or a developer to have a green apartment?
So from, I think...
Do you think the customer care about that?
I think today we could see that their energy bills are 1/3 to 1/2 of everybody else's. But it's not just about saving money, it's also about comfort. You can save energy by shutting off your heating in winter or your cooling in summer. We want people to be comfortable, and so that's, I think, probably maybe the clearest advantage today. What I say, a lot of times people don't know why they love a home, but a lot of it is the green components. Natural daylighting is a green criteria. Basically, healthy indoor air quality. So even if you don't notice it's healthy, the air smells better, it's fresher. Superior acoustics is another thing that we look at, which people, again, may not know. But it's like when you close the door on a high-quality car and it sounds good, that tells you quality. And the same thing in a house. You open and shut the door, the windows, everything is built well. And so whether it's an affordable house or a luxury house or anything in between, a lot of what we do in green is really about quality. And then we just add to it a layer to make sure that we're not destroying the planet.
Vlad, ești cu noi?
Hello.
Ești.
Hi. Da. Hello.
How many projects you finance on a green project until now? I mean not office, but I mean residential.
I think it's fair to say that we started with a sustainable mortgage somewhere around in July 2021. So we have roughly around 1 year of activity. We have the product structured on 2 layers. So one layer basically being the energy efficient building, where basically we are including here the A type energy certificate. And also the more advanced layer, the green homes, which are certified by the Romanian Green Building Council, which are greener, let's say, from the consumer perspective, and also have a slightly better condition on the finance.
What is
we are now coming up on a share. So on the sustainable mortgage, we are getting close to have more than 1/3 of our new lending sales for this specific product.
Okay, what is an advantage for a buyer, a client to take a green credit? It's about the interest rates. It's about the duration of the time of the credit.
Yeah. So sure. So I would not comment the things that already Steve mentioned, because those are very important and are having quite significant benefits for the customers in terms of their monthly bills. I would comment only on the fact that on the loan rate, we are giving 20 basis points discount on the interest rate, and also for the green homes certified by the Green Building Council, we are 100% waiving the evaluation fee. So basically, if to have a more concrete value, we are having now the headline rate for our sustainable Natura product is starting from 668 fixed in the first 5 years, followed by the IRCC plus 195.
Okay, so the interest rate is in a fixed project is 6.68, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And with IRCC is plus
195.
Okay,
we are having three alternatives for customers. So we are having the fixed interest rate in the first 5 years, 6.68. The fixed interest rate in the first 10 years, which is 7.18, and also the variable interest rate on the entire loan period, IRCC plus 195. We are 100% recommending to all our customers to go with the fixed interest rate products.
Yes.
Given the fact that we are in a quite a volatile market dynamic, and basically by choosing a fixed interest rate loan, they are going to fix their installment for a period of 5-10 years, which basically will give them the comfort that they will not be in the situation to pay more for the loan, with respect to the other things which are 100% impacted by the inflation.
Look, what is the minimum amount of the credit, that green credit that come to you? I mean, if you have an apartment with 100,000 euro, I think it's not worthy, or it's worthy. If you have an apartment with 200,000 or 3 or 400 or 500, okay, it's worth to have a green certificate and to go to the bank and to have a lower interest rate.
Well, I would add, so I think actually at the lower cost apartments, actually more important for the energy savings. It's a bigger share of people's income. Maintaining your health is important for everyone, but for poorer persons or people with more moderate incomes, that can really destroy their finances along with their health. I think the challenge that we see actually is not so much the price level of the house, but rather if for example we get people who want to have a green home, want to have a green mortgage, and they're doing a single family home somewhere far away from our team, and so the certification cost is the same for that house, or the effort is the same.
It's the same. Okay.
Or let's say only slightly less than doing 200 units. Of which we could spread the cost around. So what we're really challenged with right now is trying to find a way to really allow everybody to certify and get the benefit, at the same time keeping the administrative costs down. But definitely, our range of products go down from I would say affordable housing all the way up to luxury housing, and I think everybody benefits from this.
Okay, what is the amount you save if you have a green houses?
So
from your experience, give me one example.
Sure, I'll leave irrespective of the interest rate savings and the basis point reduction. We've seen from I think the clearest one to measure is energy cost, and typically we demand, for example, a 30% improvement over the current energy standards. So that's a minimum. So right off the bat, you have a correlation to 30% energy savings.
So the price of the energy you paid, will be lower than, will be 30% minus.
Absolutely, and I think another critical one here in Romania, people like their concrete in their houses. We've got, I think, made a lot of progress in thermal insulation understanding. Hydro insulation, what keeps the water out. That's far behind. So you have people's most important financial asset is getting rained on and inundated in the fall, and then we freeze and unfreeze that home 20 times during the winter. It's destroying. That's the one way you can destroy concrete is fill it with water and freeze it. And we're in a seismic zone, so there's a danger, there's a safety aspect. But imagine whether you're the bank or whether you're the homeowner. This asset is now a 6-year-old home looks like a 20-year-old home. So that's something where with a little bit of extra effort, and I wouldn't say even increase in cost, it can just be a little bit smarter thinking. We can vastly protect people's assets from a financial perspective, safety perspective, etc. But I think that's another area of huge savings if you're owning your home over 20 years, and perhaps you want to sell it and buy a new home. The value of that home is very important. Okay,
Vlad, the people ask for the green credit?
Yeah, so we are seeing quite some interest for customers, and as I said, we have reached slightly more than 1/3 of our standard mortgage loan sales are on the sustainable mortgage, and also we have started financing also the first green homes, the green homes certified by the Romania Green Building Council.
Okay, when a developer come to you and said, look, Vlad, this year I want to build some 100 apartment, okay, and you finance this project, you discuss from the beginning to be a green project, or the people come to you and say, this is my project, give me the money?
I'm talking here more or less from the acquisition from the private individual individual perspective. We are also having some deals with the real estate developers, but we are analyzing them one by one. So I could not say now a certain recipe that we are applying for everybody.
What is the problem in this with these projects? The main problem, you have a lot of experience, more than 10 years. Okay, right. The people are, okay, they don't understand what means green energy, green project. The people said, look, I want my house to be like that, and
yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, is the understanding and consumer understanding, and some of it is also, excuse me, intentional with the developers. I mean, there's a lot of people marketing projects as green or energy efficient without actually really qualifying. And so, a lot of what we're trying to do is actually reward those doing the best projects. Obviously the environment benefits, but also we want the citizens who want a green home to actually get one. And so I think that's a big challenge. A lot of the other challenges are going away. When we started, every bit of expertise, every product we wanted to use either had to be imported or was not understood in the market. These days, now, Romanian teams, are building some of the greenest projects in the world right now. And so this I think is a huge plus, is that the capability is there.
In residential area?
In residential, I think definitely commercial retail led. I mean, we can see much more progress on the new construction on the commercial side, but residential is catching up. And I think this is going to be, very important. And it's going to be critical because, again, people have to have a good experience with green. We are working not only with for the citizens to verify for them, but also for the banks, and I would say even at a higher level for when we talk about green bonds and green finance, to make sure that those financial instruments are only given to the greenest projects. Otherwise, with, again, 8 billion people on the planet, we're not going to solve our problem with slightly less bad buildings.
Vlad, BCR sold a lot of, I think, green bonds. Okay.
Yes, we participated in, in this kind
and
of program.
You disperse all the money from the green bonds?
I think yes, because of we had quite good performance on the retail sustainable product. And I think on the retail side we had done more than we had promised the investors.
Okay, we are going on the end of this show. Mm-hmm. What other things you can speak from this kind of project idea? What is your advice for the people who wants to build their home, mm-hmm. and then to finance this kind of home?
Sure. So first I'd start with the developers. Anyone developing a residential project, talk to us, talk to the bank, look at green financing, and also the earlier you start, the easier the process is. That's I think very, very simple thing they can do is just have a discussion and let's set a high target from the beginning. From the customer side of view, I would say take a longer term view. I mean, I come from the United States where we never met. We're happy to borrow a lot of money, maybe too much money than we can afford. Romania, a lot of people own their homes and want to avoid loans, but they need to basically borrow responsibly to build a high quality asset. Again, it doesn't have to be luxury, but it has to withstand time. So I think that's something we see. Don't be so focused only on sales price. Sales price is important, but more important is your total cost of monthly ownership. And that's what most people are paying month to month, which includes energy cost.
Okay, Vlad, the last word?
From my side, I would strongly recommend the customers to take the sustainable mortgage. I would also recommend to think about the quality of their homes that they are going to live in it. From the loan perspective, for sure, I would recommend going on the fixed interest rate in the first period, this being the safest thing to do in our times. And also, I would strongly recommend the attaching to the loan life insurance and unemployment insurances, which can help in difficult times.
Okay, you are responsible for the retail segment in BCR. The people ask for the insurance to unemployment, or this
yes,
is the standard package?
We are having this. We are having both products. So we are having the life insurance attached to the loan, and on top we are also having the unemployment insurance. We are seeing quite an interest for customers in the last couple of years for both products, and I think we believe that this is the healthy way to lend, so to have the customers insured.
How is the market right now? The market for the retail.
If you're asking me about the mortgage,
the whole
loans,
market, the mortgage.
Yeah. So we are seeing quite some volatility period, in the sense that we are coming after 2021 and first half of 2022 when record sales were seen. Now we are focusing very much in finalizing the deals that are in the pipeline, and customers want to finalize the acquisition of the apartments. And we are tightly monitoring the situation to see which way things are going to go.
With these new interest rates on the market, the people can afford to buy a house and to take a mortgage?
I think we are going to be in a period of stabilization, where basically I think that the taking of a mortgage loan was mainly driven by the need of the customer to buy a new home. The buying of the new home is not something impulsive that you do on the spot, and I think it's something that you really think about. And also, I think that if the need exists, also the need for lending products will exist, and will be let's say that the demand will be adjusted according to the customer offers.
Okay, you know Romania for how many years? Steven?
I think I lived here 12 years, but I first visited way back in 1997, but moved here in 2005.
And how is Romania right now, if you compare with 1997?
Oh, it's amazingly different. I mean, I think the comfort level of living here, there's some very many nice things about it. Obviously, living in Bucharest, it's a crazy city. I come from Los Angeles. We've got a bit of the same sort of chaos, but it's also a wonderful city and really great. I think the level of employees they were always smart, but now they really have figured out international business, and I think that's really impressive, and really I enjoy the country.
So you recommend the Romanian and Bucharest for the Americans who are
I sell the country. I sell the country to everybody. Yeah,
to establish here.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, and I'm extremely optimistic. Obviously, we have a huge crisis next door in Ukraine, and the energy costs are a big challenge as well. But I think Romania has so many good long-term attributes, and I think we're going to have decades of very nice growth going forward.
Ok, thank you very much. A fost Steven BORNCAMP de la fondatorul Romanian Green Building Council și Vlad HUţULEAC, director executiv produse și segmente de retail din BCR. Cam atât a fost ZF Live de astăzi. O veste bună sau proastă, depinde cum o luați. Euro a scăzut astăzi la BNR la 4,9050, o scădere față de ziua anterioară de 0,33%. Este o scădere extrem de importantă, deci mai avem puțin și euro, cine știe, poate se duce la 4,5 lei pentru un euro. Nu știu dacă este bine această scădere a euro, bine pentru exporturile noastre și până la urmă pentru stabilitatea financiară a României. Ne revedem mâine de la ora 12, o zi bună în continuare!
Știu ce spun.
Ucraina și Rusia încep lupta pentru regiunea de sud a țării.
Hai să atace și Uniunea Europeană de fiecare dată cu un pachet nou de sancțiuni.
Știu ce te interesează.
Poliția și-a prezentat pe rețelele de socializare noile uniforme.
Eu cred că efectivele, la un moment dat, pregătirea polițiștilor, cred că asta sunt probleme mai mari.
Știu cum să te fac curios.
Australienii erau cât pe ce să anuleze cuvântul mamă. Era înlocuit cu părinte care a dat naștere. O probă eșuată.
O aruncăm?
Păi o aruncăm clar.
Știu cum să te emoționezi.
Despărțirile pot fi la fel de dureroase precum moartea unei persoane iubite,
Nu cred că ai ce să pui ca să nu doară.
pentru că cuvintele nu se șterg.
Știu să conving.
O campanie prin care încurajează femeile să meargă la plajă, indiferent de cum arată.
Te poate judeca lumea și cât te duci să-ți cumperi ceva de la
Că
piață.
nu e chiar așa. Simt cum mă privesc. Unele perfecte, unii perfecți și mă judec.
Știu să câștig.
Știi ce înseamnă asta?
Opa, Victoria!
Știu, deci știu.